Airbrush, precise. So it seems 2019 has not really been my year when it comes to makeup. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the Kat Von D Vegan Love eyeshadow palette. Now y'all, I didn't even know this thing existed until I decided to willy-nilly, I'm almost going to bed, let me check out Trend Mood. And lo and behold, there it was, all like, available now. And I was just like, I didn't even know this thing was a thing. So I went on. It was on Sephora. I put that thing to my cart and we did all like whatever. And here we are today. You all know I have been an advocate and a lover of Kat Von D beauty for quite some time now. And I looked at this palette, which is $44. It is limited edition, which we will... That's important later. I looked at this and I was like, this looks like, just looking at the shadows, looks like the formulation of her Metal Crush singles, which she discontinued because they're not vegan. So I was thinking to myself, okay, alright, this is going to be the reintroduction of those, but in a palette form, so it's more price friendly, because I think back when these were on the market, they were like $23 a piece. They've been in the clearance section at Sephora for like a year. I will admit the palette is a wee bit smaller than I was expecting, because I was expecting these shades to be the same size, you know, got going on there, but they're a little bit smaller. That's alright, that's whatever. You got the cute heart-shaped mirror, very a la Kingdom Hearts, and then you got this cute little sticker that I opened it up and it was like, best applied with fingers. Y'all, you guys know I'm not about that life, especially considering the fact that this formula did not need to be applied with my fingers. But that's all far and in between. Let me just swatch this bad boy for you and then we'll just carry on with my other thoughts, because I do have a lot to say concerning this. Alright, we're going to start off just swatching what I attempted to use today. We started off with Compassion right here, which, let me tell you, they were all like, best applies with a finger, you know. Didn't apply with the brush. There ain't no way you're gonna just pat that on or smooth that on with your finger and get that. Then I went in with Sentient, which was a little bit better in the pigmentation department, but nothing, you know, phenomenal. Then I went in with Liberation with here, which is like a nice greeny black gray with like flecks of glitter and whatever. This one was sad and patchy and all get out, and it also had so much fallout that would not brush away. And all that cute shimmery green glitter dissipates into the atmosphere. Then on the under here, I did use Mercy, which we all know, if there is a shadow color Miss Von D can formulate, it's red. Then on the inner whatever, I did go into Equality, which is a really pretty, you know, all over the lid, kind of a more peachy toned version of her Thunderstruck shade going on here, which you all know is one of my end-all be-all highlighter shades. Then we have Empathy here, which is this purple, which, like I said, they tell you apply it with a finger, but we applying with a finger, and that ain't gonna get the job done. Then we've got Species right here, which is just kind of a natural traditional brown going on right there. It's okay, it's nice, but I mean, when you've got other standout shades in the palette that you'd want to perform really well, you know, I wouldn't, you know, I want it to be one of these crazy colors, not the brown. Speaking of them crazy colors, we have got Earthling right here, which is a very, I'm gonna put that on top there because that's where this one belongs. That is one of the outperformers in the palette. Then we've got this Activist shade, which like that green one. Oh, it pretty. It pretty. Not quite as cha-cha-cha-cha, but it's still really nice. Then last but not least, Sanctuary right here, which I had so much high hopes for this, but it's just, you had to press really hard to get that. It's really pretty, but I mean, they say to use your fingers, but like how hard you have to press in order to get that, I don't see it working on your lid. And when I did use the whole best applied with your finger, I just didn't find myself getting any good pigmentation. So this is what the colors look like going on right there. Obviously the green and the red are nice. That one's okay. If you didn't have to press so hard on the blue would be nice, and the yellow gold is all right. All right, so kind of first things first. I'm gonna be a little shady, but when I saw this palette, I was like, okay, all right, Miss Fondy, she's kind of flying under the radar. She's not really teasing this. We're like, ooh, look what's going to be available in like 8 months. It just kind of, her releases like her new eyeliners, those cream eyeshadows, and this just kind of showed up. So I think she's just trying to kind of keep putting stuff on the market, but not really being all teasing, because I think deep down she understands that a lot of people ain't checking for her no more. And in that kind of same whatever, the whole, oh, let me be a whiny person right now. I don't know if you can see, probably not, but the like raised typography part here, the silver is already starting to wear away, because that's quality control. But like, the name of this palette, Vegan Love. It's like, well, I don't vaccinate my child, but I really vegan. So that means I'm still a good person? I feel like she's just trying to overshadow the whole anti-vax thing with her like vegan agenda. She's like, maybe if I throw enough veganism onto this, people will like know me for being a vegan rather than they know me for being an anti-vaxxer. I don't know if anyone else felt that way. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I'm just reading into things, but I think Miss Von D is trying to attempt some damage control, but isn't doing it the best way. Now let's get into kind of what really frustrates me. As I said in the beginning of this video, huge Kat Von D activist. I have a crap ton of her products, some of which being her Metal Crush single eyeshadows. It didn't break. This is one of my absolute favorite end-all be-all eyeshadow formulas. She has since discontinued them because they weren't vegan, and she's making all her formulas vegan. And so when I saw this, I was like, okay, all right, I see what she's doing. I'm familiar with that formula's texture. She gonna be bringing us a palette of this formula that's vegan. So, to someone who is very familiar with her products, all right, let's just take a moment. So we've got these shades here. Sanctuary right here. Gee, I've got a shade in her singles called Paranoid. Look a little familiar. Earthling, the green, not exactly the same, but it's a bright, vivid green. I've also got this green as well. Then the Empathy shade, which, gee, that looked all kinds of familiar. And I'm gonna be real honest with you, this eyeshadow out of all the other singles had the worst formula. Still kind of the same. Sentient, right here, boom. Look at that. Look at that. This is Doce, D-O-C-E. I have no idea. Let's see here. Got a lighter version of the brown right here in this Compassion shade. We've kind of got a little bit kind of the same tone going on right there. And then kind of the same thing going on right here in this black number 1 and Liberation. And then we have Mercy, which is one of the best shades in the palette. But did she not recently release a shade called Swoon? Now, I will admit the tones are a little bit different. This one's kind of like, I don't know, more of a blue purpley based, and this one's just more of a straight up whatever. But if you are a Kat Von D whatever and you have these and you like this formula and then you're like super excited about this, let me tell you right now, this ain't the same formula. Like I said, these single shadows are some of my absolute favorites. They play beautifully with each other. They play well with other shades. These do not. Number 1, they are not pigmented. When you use your finger, you're going to have to drag really hard to get that kind of pigmentation you want. Then what are you going to do about blending? My 2 end-all be-all kind of like shimmer shade brushes are the IT brushes for Ulta Airbrush Precise Shadow Brush and the blending brush. These will pack on and blend out any kind of shimmer you want. They were no match for this formula. And on top of that, kind of expecting, or me expecting, maybe I'm stupid because of it, but kind of hoping, there we go, hoping I would get a similar formula to these singles and then being like, all right, we go in, not pigmented, not picking up with a finger or a brush. And I'm like, all right, let's try another shadow, not pigmented, not picking up with a finger or a brush. And then they didn't even layer on top of each other. Like even this one right here that I did in this area right here, it was okay, but like you would do like one pass and you're like, all right, that's all right. And then I would go to do another pass, and if you just, you just kind of, instead of like tapping it on, you do an accidental like brush motion, it would just take it away. This is not a beginner-friendly formula. This is not a formula for people who are familiar with this formula, or any other shimmer formula for that matter. I just don't understand. Like, I was so excited because like I keep saying, I love this formula. Usually when I'm using the green and the blue and the red, and y'all are like, what are you wearing on your whatevers? It's probably one of these. And so I was so ready to get down with this. But then, see, this is the other thing, the whole like, just bring it in. She discontinued these. And then this comes out and it's like, oh, so you're bringing us, the newer updated version of these in a palette form. That would be great. Except for the fact that this is limited edition, which quite frankly, I'm okay with because it's crap. And if this is the end result of her turning this formula vegan, thank God it's not permanent, because we need to have some rioting in the streets over this. Actually, don't. Rioting is bad. Stay home. I feel like she has just missed the mark on so many things. Formula-wise, these aren't good enough quality for me to want to reach out for them on their own, except for Mercy, which I basically have. Earthling, which, I have to decide whether I'm keeping this or returning it. I like me a good green. This is a good green. These two are kind of okay, but on a whole, I don't feel like reaching for these as like a single, tap on with my finger. I definitely can't use this palette on a whole, even though I am a fan of full shimmer looks, and I have used her formulas for full shimmer looks before. This just ain't it. On so many levels and in so many ways, this is just, I have tried to keep my expectations kind of at a whatever, like not holding her too high, but not also thinking everything she comes out with is crap. And I just wanna be like, you know, Kat's brightest ever vegan shades. There's a big misconception that vegan makeup can't be high performance. It's like, well, if you're giving us this example as what vegan makeup has to offer, apparently it can't be high performance. So 2.5 shades out of the shades I get in here. This is a big fat no. Take y'all's butt to Marshall's, to TJ Maxx, to Ross. Pick these up. See if there's any at Sephora. I highly recommend these. Pass on that palette because you are not gonna have a nice time with it. Alright guys, there was that review. I'm honestly pretty upset because I got it, I saw the whatever, and I was like, girl, them's my colors, them's some bright stuff. She bringing back that metal crush. She done brought it back and crushed my heart. I just feel like she has just really clocked out of her brand. She's just kind of like spaced out, isn't paying a lot of attention, is just kind of like desperately throwing stuff into the atmosphere and hoping something will stick. I would honestly feel better if she like took like a year off and was like, let's do some reformulation, let's do some whatever, see where we are as a brand, and then come back with something good, than this really just half blah whateverness. Obviously, that is just my opinion. Definitely let me know what you guys feel about this palette. I did have a couple of you all like talk to me and be like, hey, you gonna get this? Oh my goodness, what's your thoughts? You gonna review it? Well, now you know my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. And as always, keep it real. Mwah!